Moving on. Did y'all see J.J. Redick talking about Michael Jordan's era being watered down? I think it was on Shaq's podcast. I think we have the clip here. We're going to have to be quiet so we can hear Shaq and J.J. talks and let chat hear it as we hear it. So,
The only thing I don't like
down.
about the conversation is they don't put my boy's name in it. If you're going to be throwing names around, you got to have my boy's name in it. That's like saying, what are the best luxury cars out there, Lexus or a Beamer? You got to put the Mercedes in there too. Mike, LeBron, or Kobe, now y'all debate.
I refuse to get into the GOAT debate. I don't care. They didn't play against each other. What makes him great is the fact that he's done it now for 21 years at the highest level. Yeah, LeBron's never averaged 35 in a year. Guess what? He's averaged 25 or more for 20 straight years. We're nitpicking. A lot of times we're comparing eras. Like, I'll say this with Michael Jordan, and I don't mean this to be controversial. Michael Jordan, during his heyday, 6 teams were added to the NBA. There were 90 players added to the NBA. Does that not water down? I'm not talking playoffs, by the way. No chance we're talking playoffs. You're not telling me that the league for a little bit is going to be a little watered down?
J.J. Redick played too much.
What? Your thoughts?
Because that's not reality. It wasn't 90 new players that you just found off the street that came into the league. They had an expansion draft, am I right? They was drafting dudes.
I think it was 3 expansion drafts.
Yeah, they drafted people off the team.
Two teams,
the dudes that was already in the team. So it wasn't like
And
they
it
would
was
just be like,
playing on there.
they're like, hey, camera guy, you want to play? You want to play tonight? Call some of your
Don't be a
homies.
Charlotte Hornet.
Hey, cheerleaders, you got a boyfriend? See if he can come play. Like, they wasn't doing that. It wasn't like that. So I mean, I don't know what he's talking about, but I mean, it's easy to say Bron is that guy because you're seeing him right now. But the people who didn't really get a chance to really see Mike, like I'm from Indiana and WGN was local. I don't know if it was local for you guys, but I caught all the Bulls games, and that man right there was exceptional, like better than everybody. The stuff that he do, and like I said before, he has no advantage. He's not bigger. If you ever seen Mike is skinny, 6'6". He got some cuts on him a little bit, but he probably 210.
Wasn't no bulky
he wasn't no
frame.
bulky dude. He wasn't.
Right.
He didn't have no physical advantage. It was skill. You know what I'm saying? Bron's 6'9", 250. He's a freight train coming down there. You bumping the Bron, you like, God. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But Jordan more athletic than the average 6'6".
No,
cat.
fact.
like him and Kobe had more game. You know what I'm saying?
More skill set.
More skill set. No disrespect to Bron because we love Bron and everything he's done for the game and how he plays because he's awesome. But them two didn't have no physical advantages, man. Them dudes had skill sets. They was hitting real buckets. Like, they had to really create some space. They had to really manipulate some stuff, create angles for themselves. Bron see you there, he's just going right through you. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to try to get around you.
I mean, why? If that's working, why would I not?
I'm just saying, though.
Yeah, but that's
his
it's a
physical
skill set.
That's his physical advantage because now he can just go bully you, hit the layup. These guys didn't have no bully to their game. They had skill set to their game. I'm not saying Bron don't have a skill set.
Right.
But their stuff was, man, y'all just don't understand. Until y'all got a chance to play against them dudes, you don't really I played against all 3, and she has too. It's no comparison in my mind because them dudes was, man, like I said, I couldn't sleep at night. I couldn't eat at night knowing I had to play them tomorrow. Man, like we said, like, bro, man, I ain't going out tonight, man. I'll see y'all later on. I'm in the room, man. I got these chicken fingers and fries. Man, I got this movie queued up.
Man, that's your healthy dinner.
Bonds is 7:15, man. I don't care. I'm in the bed.
Getting mighty late.
And I don't care. No, we ain't doing that, man. I don't care how much I heard in the hallway them turned up or the next room go. I don't care. I'm getting my rest, man, because I'm not getting embarrassed because I had a bunch of clown-ass friends at home. And if you get embarrassed, they call them, man, Wales, oh, man, Kobe killed you, man.
48, yeah.
What? 37? Wales? Man, you trash. You know what I'm saying? I put too much stock and listen to my friends because that's the only people, that's your world. So when you hear your friends calling, you have a bad game and somebody cooks you, when you get to that phone, golly, I don't even want to open this text.
It's tight.
I already know this fool about to say, I'm about to lose a friend. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but Bron, playing against Bron, you like, okay, let me just maybe do some extra push-ups or get in that weight room and get a lift in before the game because I know it's going to be some bully stuff. Because, you know what I'm saying?
Is that going to help? It's like 7 push-ups before the game. Is that going to help you versus LeBron James?
In your mind, it's going to tell you that, yeah.
Okay.
But in reality, no. You know what I'm saying? But in your mind,
Some jumping jacks.
you got to just be ready for the blow. You got to pause, but you got to be ready for the, you know what I'm saying? You got to be ready for the wood that he's going to hit you with. Yeah, so. Dang, I got to pause that too.
Yeah, pause.
God,
Look, no, but I've seen it. Like, here's my difference is I seen Mike play before I got into the NBA, and then to play against him in the NBA at the time I did, he was at his pinnacle. He was the shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And with him, seeing him and Kobe go against each other. You know, Mike was a little older, and Kobe, you know, was that fiery young bull, but it was still great competition seeing that. And it was still great competition seeing Kobe go against Bron.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the way with that whole GOAT shit, Mike was the best in his era, Kobe was the best in his era, and Bron is his best in his era, which is now. So I don't think you can put, again, there's no one at times better than the other. Now, do they all have unique things different from each other? Yeah. As you just said, Bron has the physicality. He's a big small point forward. Like, just imagine if Scottie Pippen had that big, you know what I'm saying, muscle bulk
Scottie
that
Pippen
Bron
weighed
had.
290.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, he'd be a fucking tight end or some shit, right? You know what I'm saying? But here it is. Then you got Kobe. You know, Kobe had a good skill set. You know, to me, Bron doesn't have the post moves that Mike or Kobe had. You know, both of them used to do that dirty work down there in the post. And, you know, Bron kind of struggles with it now because in his heyday, he never had to do it. You know what I'm saying? Running through cats.
I thought he developed it as he aged, but yeah, early
had
on when he
had to, because now,
like Dallas, he needed and didn't have it.
I'm not as fast. I can't jump as high. He had to, but for those guys, the same thing. You know, Mike didn't have the post game early on in his career.
Yeah.
You know, Kobe didn't have it early on in his career. Yeah, they developed it, but they utilized it more. You know, Bron post game is suspect right now, as a lot of these young cats is looking at it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think, especially with J.J. Redick said with that whole watered down shit, no, it wasn't, because you got to think about it. Here's the other thing where it doesn't make it watered down. Because now you're talking about grown-ass men. All right? It's a difference. So when I first came into the league, I was like one of the youngest cats in there. You know, I was like 20 years old, 19, 20 years old, right? You know, being a young boy, and, you know, myself, KG, and all of that. Yo, every night we going against grown-ass men, bro, with kids at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to pay this mortgage, you young punk. Like, shit, you ain't going to stop this, you know.
100%.
And, like, it's a difference, because now you ain't got that grown man strength, that grown man physicality in the league. So it's a lot easier to deal with. So I don't think you could say it was watered down. And then, as Bonzi said, yeah, you getting a draft pick. It's going to be a young draft pick or whatever. But that team is also made up of that little lottery. Cats getting traded there. You getting veterans traded there. You know, like,
It was
shit.
already in the league.
Think about it, Vancouver. You know, they had a pretty good squad. You know, with Sharif Abdul-Rahim leading the way. They had a good squad out there.
A lot of young talent.
You know what I'm saying? They had shit that brought in big country. You know what I'm saying? Then must have been Tom Hammonds was out there, I think, for a quick sec. Like, but
our guy Greg Anthony was out there.
Yeah. But here it is, you talking about grown men at these positions, yo. It wasn't young kids or high school kids or guys who should still be in college. No, I don't think it was watered down at all.
Even with the 6 teams and that shorter time span.
But still, even with that, that wasn't nothing to do with the game. That ain't had nothing to do with Mike Jordan. All that was expansion of a company.
Right.
That's all that. Cause look at what David Stern was doing throughout his tenure with the league. He was just trying to expand the company. That's why he wanted to do the China shit. He got the expansion teams that came in during his tenure. It was to try to expand the company. It ain't had nothing to do with, like, all right, shit, can't nobody stop Mike, so we gonna bring these other cats in here to try to get somebody to stop him and water them. Like, fuck no. It wasn't nothing at all. No, I don't think, even now, like, as much flack as and grief as, you know, we give cats in the NBA now, or I give cats in the NBA and this and that.
I was going to say we.
As much flack as I give them, yo, I still respect them, because why? They are still part of a brotherhood that's a small percentage. 100%. You know how many people across the world play basketball, no matter collegiate or professional, in other countries, who inspire to play in the NBA? It's a small percentage. So I can't really say that guys who come there are watered down players.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Guys who playing in the league now, no, they not watered down. Even back then, they weren't watered down. I don't think it's ever a time when it was watered down. Now, the entertainment might have went from the high flying dunks to the 50-foot three-pointers.
Right.
You know, the
But the talent
entertainment has
itself.
changed.
Yeah.
Yes, but no, it ain't watered down.
You know what's so crazy when you hear people call dudes and NBA players trash, and I'll be like,
And only another NBA player could call it motherfucking trash.
I be looking at the dudes, I be like, yo, fam, that 15th man to come to any local Lifetime
and
Fitness,
bust your ass.
go to any men's league, and he'll give y'all 50 or 60 like it's nothing. He just ain't found his, he just ain't in the rotation right now playing. But that man right there that you calling trash, he would kill you on everybody you know on any given day. That's
Who'd
what
y'all
people-
play with like that?
What you mean?
Like maybe 11th or 12th guy on the roster that maybe not get the hype, but it's like, nah, like y'all don't want to see him.
Everybody. Man, everybody on the league can play, man.
Yeah, a couple dudes. Like for me, cats underestimated Kwame Brown.
Really?
You know,
Probably a goon.
and reason being because when he first came into the league, he's looking at Michael Jordan starry-eyed, like, oh shit, like I'm in DC, like,
18,
oh shit,
19,
this is Michael Jordan, you know, this is my hero. Then Mike like, man, you trash, this and that, da-da-da, the fuck out of here, leave me alone. So boom, he ain't had that good veteran leadership. Then you get traded to LA. Kobe does the same thing.
Sure.
You know, boom. But when he came to us in Detroit, I'm like, shit. I'm like, man, this big motherfucker just made it a little bit easier for me and being out here on these boards. Like, shit, it's a big body. He could play. All it is just, it was a confidence thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a young boy and you see, you know, that veteran and he's shooting you down, like, fuck, that fucks your confidence up. So I think that was the whole key with when you talk about him dealing with that. And to move it towards the topic of the younger players, that's why veterans was needed. You know what I'm saying? You need the veterans in the league to be able to go through shit like this, to be able to, just the small shit, like, damn, how many guys come into the motherfucking league, they rookie year, they second year, and don't know what a mortgage is? You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. I can be truthful and say, I was one of them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But what helped me was that veteran leadership. You know what I'm saying? It was vets that told me about the mortgage, do this, do that. And it's part of it. You know, you need that 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th man. Shit. They disrespected my man Brian Scalabrine with that same shit. And Scal's the NBA champion.
Right.
And they did some little one-on-one thing, and Scal beat like
Scal was
about
busting ass.
5,000 motherfuckers ass, yo. And I was like, yeah, y'all talk that shit about that NBA guys are trash and all that shit now, but the only ones who can call NBA dudes trash is other NBA dudes.
I think it was Scal that said, he was like, I'm closer to LeBron than you are to me.
Fact.
Like regular.
No, fact.
Like regular
That killed him with that.
Planet Fitness
That killed him
guy.
with that.
Did y'all see what Draymond said? He said on his podcast, then he not even defended, he reiterated it on Inside the NBA. He said the Knicks are a fluke team.
Yeah.
He compared it to the Hawks a couple years ago. I don't know why they called it stray in terms of like you had the right matchups. Are you playing mid teams? Like you might get to the conference finals, but you're not getting back. He mentioned Portland as well with Dame and CJ. Made the conference finals, didn't get back. Are the Knicks, like, do we agree with him? What do you think?
I mean, obviously he sees something more than what we do. We just, again, we watch from the outside. He
do
actually,
He
now,
in Cancun with y'all.
yeah, now, but you know, he's playing against these guys.
Right.
So obviously he knows a different, you know what I'm saying? He might know a different persona of these players than what we see. You know what I'm saying? Like we might see somebody one night going off for 40, but we all seen it and we've been through it. Like, man, that lucky ass motherfucking basket or that lucky ass motherfucking points he had that lucky ass game. And then when we see them motherfuckers again, that motherfucker had like 12 points.
Yeah,
6.
that's
You
what we
I'm
know.
saying?
There he is.
That could be how he's looking at them. So, you know what I'm saying? We just looking from the outside in. Outside in, they looking pretty good. And they still need, you know, a true true center to be able to win it all, because if you look at what's left, you do have these centers. Like we were saying, if Porzingis comes back with Boston, they're going to have to deal with them.
Yeah.
And then, you know, either Minnesota or Denver, they're going to have to deal with them. You're talking about 7-footers over there. So it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Dre's usually be spot on with some of the stuff he say every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Because he got the heart to say it. So I mean, I'm hoping he's right. And I'm hoping he's right. And they just,
I hope they fraudulent.
yeah, because we need to go to the conference finals with the team. I think this would be big for our city. I think it's for our state. I think this would be huge for us. So I'm thinking about it from that point of view because nobody expected us to be here. You know what I mean? Nobody expected New York, obviously.
Not this year, at least.
Not this year, at least. So it'll be good moving forward for our franchise. But they exposed some stuff. So now it's getting to the point. Let me put my coaching hat on. It comes into the coaching adjustment. What's Coach Carlisle going to do next to? You know what I'm saying? What adjustment is he going to make to kind of offset the adjustment they just made going small, trying to keep Halliburton in the defensive switches at all times. Making So now are they going to do what maybe you've been screaming for two series now? Quit letting them hide Brunson and maybe put Brunson in a situation where he has to guard where he can't rest on defense. So it's just the adjustments for me as I watch the games now. Like who's going to make the first adjustment and then how it go, and it can maybe change the series.
I feel like we also saw Hartenstein. He had 12 offensive rebounds last night. Like, this is the Knicks. They down 3, 4, 5 rotation players. You can't get out-energied by them, too. Like, if he get 12 more offensive rebounds than your whole team.
But if we're keeping it real, it's basically their whole team feels exactly what DiVincenzo is saying. They ain't tough. They're not like that. So you know what the assistant coach and on the scouting report is saying? We can get some offensive rebounds because they ain't boxing out. They not tough. That stuff, it's in the scouting report.
They're getting out-energied.
Out-energied?
Oh.
That's not a word? That's not a word?
Out-energied?
I feel like that's a word.
What school did you go to again?
It's a word.
Georgia Tech.
Maybe down there where you went to school.
All right.
No, but honestly, though, that's part of the scouting report. Those words, we can get offensive rebounds against this team. You know what I'm saying? They ain't boxing out. They ain't doing this and that. They ain't doing this and that. So I think they had maybe 18 to 20 offensive rebounds this last game.
Stargazing.
You know what I'm saying? So that
20. Yep.
So that kills you. That kills you. I don't care who you playing
against. And that's what I've been screaming too. That's what extra fucking possessions.
Yeah.
If you could hold them to just one shot and you out, you know what I'm saying? Make or miss. You make or miss down the other end is cool. But if you on defense, you hold them to one shot. You know what I'm saying? You can't give up no more than like 6 0 boards for the game.
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I'm saying? That's like for the game, period. Even in today's game, because those extra tap outs, those extra possessions, they're gonna come back to kill you because they scored. They scored at least like 19 points, I think, off of those offensive rebounds.
Yeah. They had 29 extra shots.
In terms of 48
you gotta games, if I'm shooting
put
20
a
more.
body on him.
Yeah.
You got bottom line. Look. If I send you in this game, we not worried about you fucking scoring. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Your main objective, when that ball go up, you put a body on this motherfucker, dog. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Even if you gotta get a foul, wrap that motherfucker up, something. Yeah. They cannot get that offensive because why? It's momentum. You know what I'm saying? Look how many times he got that either little tip out or he did grab that offensive rebound, went back up with it, got fouled, or, you know what I'm saying? As you just said, you got the extra possessions. Mm-hmm. Yo, that's going, you know what I'm saying, add that fire to your crowd. And then guess what? You put the shot up, and the motherfucker gets the offensive rebound again.
Oh, man.
And then,
you exhausted.
It kills the defense. It kills your pride. It kills your effort when you over there and you like, oh, man, these extra possessions.
You defend for a minute straight. Yeah.
Your hands on your hips, hands on your knees, and I ain't talking about the dance moves neither. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, you tired as fuck. Because now you want to start pointing fingers. Yo, box out, box out. I wonder if anybody on that Indiana team yelled at Miles, yelled at Obi, yelled at all the bigs who had to guard him. Yo, man, keep him off them damn boards. Nah. And it ain't personal if I'm yelling at you.
Right.
But damn, I'm really emphasizing. I need you to block him out.
They're killing us.
Period.
I got you.
I got you. I got to buy. All right, bet. I gotta hype you up,
Can we sign you for tonight,
man? For real, man.
We
dog, but
can we sign you?
He's killing them though.
Did y'all see what Stephen A. said about Kawhi Leonard?
No,
I think
I don't even know if do we want to hear it?
I think we do. I think we've got the clip. You could tell right now, Stephen A. furious.
Oh, look at your face. Oh, Lord.
Let's see what Stephen A. had to say about Kawhi.
I'm really sick of y'all. This is the worst superstar. Now, the word superstar is applicable here because he is a superstar when healthy on the basketball court. This is not a conversation about his ability when healthy. He is a two-time champion, a two-time NBA Finals MVP. The brother is a big-time basketball player. Jay, this is not a discussion about his skills and how elite he is. This is the worst superstar. I can make a case this is the worst superstar in the history of sports. He is a nightmare. You're talking about the first 4 years of his time with the Clippers, he's averaged 40.3 games a year. I'm really...
Agree? Disagree?
I don't know. That's a whole new topic for me.
Worst superstar.
I never heard Screaming A, come up with that topic before.
Screaming Tripper, man. Screaming Tripper. and and I get what he's saying, though, because he said all this stuff, all the accolades when he played, but you can't. Injuries is something you can't control.
In fact.
Right. Injuries, and it's like kicking a man when he's down. Like, bro, I know the competitor in Kawhi wants to play.
For sure.
And I think if it was 20 years ago NBA, 15 years ago NBA, he probably would have played more through injury. Mm-hmm. But they don't let you play through injuries no more. I mean, they got these sole protocols like, man, you got to go through this stage before you can even get to the stage where we're talking about playing. Mm-hmm. So it's so much stuff you got to go through, especially a guy like him who's their franchise guy. They're going to make extra precaution. Now, if you were the 13th guy, them steps we probably went from 5 to maybe 2. All right, get out there, boy, and see what it is. You got to prove yourself.
Right, got to prove yourself.
But we got so much money invested in him. We got to keep putting him through them situations. And we hate they're having setbacks because it seems like he always have setbacks. Like he'll be playing well 10, 20, 50, 30 games maybe. Then, a little knee gets swelling. Then you start seeing the sitting out a game, play 2 games, can't play back-to-backs now. So, it sucks. But me to say he's the worst superstar ever, that's Stephen A., I can't agree with you on that because he, injuries are part of it, and I'll never kick a man while he's down.
Yeah, he played 68 games this year, but missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
Again, or missed majority of it. And I think Stephen A. said he hadn't been available for 15 of the 19 playoff games. So he also went on to say, he said Kawhi makes no effort to promote his team, the game, or the NBA brand.
Whew.
Is that part of being a superstar? Do you agree with that part?
No, that is part of being a superstar when you get launched into that situation. But no, that's funny as shit though. Like I said, I ain't never heard of this topic. You know what I'm saying? This category before would being the worst megastar.
Like poorest billionaire.
Oh man, you was a poor billionaire, dude.
Poor billionaire, man. Golly.
On everything, but. No, I mean, it is true. Like, you starting to see Kawhi just a little bit more now. He's promoted by New Balance, so you see him a little bit in a couple New Balance commercials. It's like, all right, he's trying to get his stuff out there, but I guess it's kind of hard for him because he is a quiet person, as we all know. But when you are, as Stephen A. Said, Screaming A was like, he's a megastar. He's up here. So, he's like one of the faces of the NBA. And so at some point, they do their promotion shit and all their media shit. And, if he's saying, less words, or if he hitting them with a God bless and good night, both teams play hard type of shit, then, But they shouldn't fault him for that because it's like, all right, we ain't going to ask him to do too much. He a quiet dude. But at the end of the day, he does his job. Yeah. And I think what Screaming A is saying, you healthy enough at times to get them motherfucking contracts, but as soon as you sign them deals, nigga, you hurting. You know what I'm saying? You out and about. Right. But again, like Bonzi said, you can say when you're going to get hurt or not, or how many times you get hurt, or reoccurring injuries, or new injuries as soon as you got over one. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. So, I mean, it's just fucked up that he's been hurt so much because he is that game-changing, dynamic player. You know what I'm saying? We saw that in Toronto. We saw that his years in San Antonio. So
that's why you deal with the injury. Like you said, if you're the 13th man, you're not getting this type of patience. You have the type of ceiling Kawhi has.
Yeah. You got to. And then you got to understand, like Stephen A. said, he don't promote the game. He doesn't do this and that. He's not that vocal superstar. Like, I had the privilege of playing with somebody like that. This fool, and they just different. Like, you can't make them do something they don't want to do. You're not gonna let them get out their comfort zone. Like I used to always call him one-on-one because he's the same. She gonna do what she wants to do. He not gonna, if y'all going this way, he gonna go this way. Like, he's not trying to follow the crowd. He's not trying to do what everybody's doing. That's how Kawhi is. Like, he's not, like, he's quiet. Y'all know he's quiet. He ain't never said a word.
Right.
She didn't really say a lot of stuff until he got the podcast, and now we can't get him to shut up. You know what I'm saying? Now he's like, man, golly, can't get him to shut up now. But back when he was playing, every time we do an interview, both teams play hard. Mr. Wallace, both teams play hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, people didn't never see this person. So Kawhi is like that. Like, bro, I'm just coming to do my job and go home. That's for y'all to promote the stuff and do all that extra stuff.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to do all that extra stuff. And that's Kawhi. So for him to say all that stuff, like, bro, you know who he is. Come on, man. Don't try to group him with other people that's done this stuff and did the whole, the
hokey pokey.
Yeah, they ain't do all that. That's not who he is. So, understand who the audience you're talking to, or talking about, and that's not who he is. So, so that's a crazy take. That's a crazy take.